A helpless servant was carrying his employer's leftover lunch to another room after the employer had finished eating. At that moment, the company's manager felt something suspicious and followed him. She saw that the poor servant was secretly eating the leftover food. The next day, the manager went to the employer's chamber and asked, "Sir, why do you bring so much food from home? Why don't you bring only as much as you eat? Why waste food?" The employer replied, "I do tell my mother not to pack so much food, but she doesn't listen." Then the manager said, "Do you know what your servant does with the leftover food you leave?" The employer responded, "He probably feeds it to the dog." The manager said, "No, sir, he doesn't feed it to the dog." Just then, the servant entered the office and asked the employer, "Sir, have you finished your lunch? Should I take the plate?" The employer said, "Yes, please take it." And the manager said, "Come, let me show you what he does with the food." They both followed him quietly and saw him eating the leftover food. The employer asked the servant, "Kaka, why do you eat this leftover food? Why don't you bring lunch from home?" The servant replied, "Sir, I don't bring lunch from home." Then the manager said, "But Kaka, you get a salary of 10,000 rupees. What do you do with that money?" The servant answered, "I send 7,000 rupees to my family for household expenses. Out of the remaining 3,000 rupees, I pay 2,000 rupees as room rent. I have to survive the whole month with just 1,000 rupees, which is why I can't afford lunch. So, I manage with the leftover food." The employer understood his situation, increased the servant's salary by 5,000 rupees, and said, "From now on, we'll bring lunch from home for you too." The servant folded his hands and thanked him sincerely.